Beastieball launched its way into early access last week, and it is so much fun. The map is huge, there are so many beasties to tame and collect, volleyball moves to master, quests, secrets, so join me today in looking at this colorful and charming sports RPG. Unlike most early access titles, the story here is complete. You can already work your way up through the Beastieball League's ranks to become the champion, and it takes a healthy 15 plus hours to do so, not to mention all the optional content in the game. And the people are loving Beastieball. It's about to hit 250 reviews on Steam at 99% positive. I'm loving Beastieball, so here's what you can expect from the game right now in early access and moving forward into its 1.0 launch. First things first, there is a demo on Steam. It's how I first heard about the game and what got me hooked on the concept. And this is the quickest, most action-packed turn-based combat I've ever experienced in a game. Granted, this isn't a genre that I tend to play regularly, but the matches here did totally hook me from the get-go. Each team has 2 players on the court at a time, and you can also have a few on the sidelines to swap out when someone needs a break. Beasties naturally gain experience every time they play in a match, and you can speed up this process to level up various skills by heading on over to the gym. Teamwork is the name of the game here. The more you pair certain beasties together, the more bonded they become, from besties to sweethearts, even rivals, and they can teach each other new moves or use powerful combos together. And you can totally play the game casually and just go out and catch whichever beasties you think are the cutest, building your team in a kinda haphazard way, and have a great time doing that. Or you can get your hands dirty creating a perfectly balanced roster with offensive and defensive players and just absolutely crush bosses. As soon as you get through the game's introduction, the whole map opens up, allowing you to choose boss fights in any order or ignore them completely, which you totally can do because there's a ton of side content, like completing beastie research, impressing sponsors, and hanging out with your friends. Exploring the world is pretty fun. Some areas have 2 or even 3 layers that you can jump or bounce your way up to. There are some barred off paths that you need to find a switch nearby to open, little presents hidden around, and some more unexpected stuff too. Now back to the me not playing turn-based games thing. One aspect I don't like about them is being forced into fights. In Beastieball, you can run past a lot of them, but certain places are much more dense with beasties, so you will have to fight sooner or later. I found the city particularly tricky to navigate, but this could be one of those places mentioned in the game's early access notes that is still being updated. The map is also pretty bare bones, but hey, it gets the job done. I'd say that exploration overall is rewarded pretty nicely. You can find rare beasties to add to your team, or NPCs that need your help. Other places have guardians blocking the path, and the screen will turn red if they're too high a level for you to fight. There's also this whole boat section, which I was definitely not expecting. This opens up the map even further, and there's pretty much always somewhere new for you to go if you feel like you've done everything in a given area. Beastieball comes to us from Wishes Unlimited, the creators of Chicory and Wandersong, so as you'd expect, the world is very colorful and the characters and beasties are full of personality. One of the main reasons though that the game is in early access is because a lot of the beasties don't have all their animations and assets drawn yet. So you may be playing a match where one or more characters are just a rough sketch without any animations. I also thought that occasionally some text would look a little bit lower res than the rest of the game, but all in all this is a complete game. All the mechanics are there, and they are super fun. More story content will be added, but there definitely isn't a lack of stuff to do. And the music is simply perfect. Which, duh, the whole soundtrack was composed by Lena Raine. Ever heard of a little game called Celeste? Yeah, that was her. Oh, and I totally forgot to mention my favorite part, the run animation. All in all, Beastieball is a super fun turn-based creature collector sports RPG. Really, if you're interested in any of those genre categories, then you'll have a good time here. I'd say this isn't your typical early access approach, since the story has an ending and nothing about the game feels empty or incomplete besides some of the art. but the art that is there is lovely. All the Beastie designs are so fun, and finding out what their evolutions are is always very exciting. The game is predicted to remain in early access until the end of 2025 at least, so the devs can finish up all the character animations and implement player feedback. I definitely had a great time building up my team and climbing the Beastieball ranks. I'm definitely rooting for this game, although based on the reviews so far, it doesn't really need my help. Let me know your thoughts if you've decided to jump into Beastieball now, or what you'd like to see from it in the future if you're holding off. As for me, well, got a blast!